Hey everyone, I'm simsweetie and welcome to this video where I will be building a house for my Get to Work Let's Play. This is part 1 of 2 parts of me building this house because it actually ended up being, even sped up times like 500, it ended up being 51 minutes. So I'm like, yeah, I can't upload that, so we're doing this in 2 separate parts. I'm sorry I only posted 1 video yesterday. I'm trying to get to the point where I can post 2 videos each day, but I'm not sure how realistic that is. This was supposed to go up yesterday, but this build took so long. I don't think I've ever spent this long on a build. I spent like 4 hours on it, but I just wanted it to be really good. And I did like a modern theme, which I don't normally do. Sometimes I'll kind of take like a modern inspiration, but this one is like straight up modern. And it was just really different than anything I've ever done in the past, so I kind of had to, you know, get out of my comfort zone, I suppose you could say. And I will go ahead and put this house up on the gallery. Yeah, I'll put it up probably, I'll go ahead and put it up now, and you'll just have to wait, because I furnished the second floor, and I also do, like, the backyard in the second part, so you haven't seen that yet, but you can download the house if you would like to. And what was I going to say? Oh yes, there is a couple pieces of custom content that I used on it. I used some custom content wallpapers, and I used, you'll see in the second part, I used the activity chair that I did a mod review on. Oh, and I used the cars, the mod that lets you have cars. So I will go ahead and link those down below. I mean, they're things that are easy enough to replace if you don't want to use custom content in your game. Sorry, I'm moving my leg if you can hear that. My voice cracked a little bit there. But if you really don't want to use custom content in your game, those aren't like crucial pieces necessarily, you can just go ahead and delete them. This is a pretty expensive build because I wanted it to be like a mansion basically, because now that they have the Francisco's money, I'm like, well, we gotta build them a really nice house, and I quite like the way this house came out. I don't really like building big houses, it's just not what I'm best at. I think I'm much better at building smaller houses, but I was like, I don't know. I considered going on the gallery and finding a house, but I'm like, I really just want to build our own, and I did. I'm not an expert at building, but I feel like I'm really improving with practice. So if you think that you're not good at building, then I would just really recommend just keep building and practicing, and you'll really start to improve. And watch some Dxtory videos, because I did that and I got a lot of inspiration from Dxtory. Just putting that out there. So, we've got about 24 minutes for commentary on this build. As you can see, I'm saving a lot throughout this build too, because I just did not want my game to crash during it, because I feel like my game tends to do that and it's just very annoying. So, I mean, it doesn't do it a lot, but sometimes on occasion it will, and I didn't want to take that risk whatsoever, so I was just making sure to save often so that I would not lose this, because I would be very, very disappointed. I don't know what I'm looking for right now. Oh, you know what I'm looking for? I didn't even end up using them in the end, but those big, like, grid things that you put, like, I've seen them use, like, on the roofs. Yeah, it's under curtains, or whatever you call it, like, the window accessories, and I didn't know that, so I was looking for them for a long time. And then I didn't like the way they look, so I'm like, you know what, never mind. Did that rhyme a little bit? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I put a lot of windows in this house because I don't really get to do that, because you don't normally have like a lot of windows in the style of sort of family homes that I normally build. And I don't know, this was just really fun to get out of the box and build something completely different than what I normally do. But there is a lot of windows. So, just a fair warning right there. Everyone can see in your house, but I mean, whatever. Oh, and this lot is in Newcrest. I believe it's in like the district that's up at the kind of top area. And it's I think it's on a 40 by 30 lot. Yes, it is. It's 40 by 30. And I built it so the front of the lot is facing like lengthwise, I think would be the correct way to kind of go about describing it, which isn't like my first way I would think about it. I think the front of the lot might technically be like the width. I don't even know how to describe it, but you guys can see. So Yeah, it's a thing, and, oh, today we got some very exciting news. Well, this is actually probably yesterday for you guys now, but there's going to be a new gameplay pack for The Sims 4, or game pack, I forget what it's called, and it's called Spa Day, I believe, and it's coming out, I believe, I'm so unsure about all this, I think The Sims VIP said late July, so I'm pretty interested in that. That sounds pretty exciting. There hasn't been a gameplay pack since, like, what, January? I was just thinking about the other day that, like, all of these stuff packs and gameplay packs were getting released when I was in school, and I didn't, like, have time to get a review up on them, and now that it's summertime, there's gonna be, like, none released, but there should be, like, at least one released, so I'm pretty happy about that, because, yeah, even though it's late July, I'll most likely do a review on it, unless I have, like, plans. Ooh, late July is actually kind of a difficult time for me, because VidCon is pretty late July. I'm excited for that. I am going to VidCon, if you were not aware of that. I haven't actually talked about it in a while, I guess, on my channel. Yeah, I'm gonna go to VidCon, so I'll be there. True. I don't really have anything else to say about that. The meetups that I got into, I might as well tell you this. I don't think I've told you this before. The meetups that I got into were Grace Helbig, Philip DeFranco / SourceFed, and Craig Benzine, or Wheezy Waiter. I haven't watched Wheezy Waiter's videos in, like, forever, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna go to that meetup, but I will for sure go to the Grace Helbig and the Philip DeFranco / SourceFed ones, because those are, like, some of my favorite creators on YouTube. I didn't know what to call them there for a second. They're some of my favorite creators on YouTube. I love Grace and SourceFed, and I'm quite excited for VidCon. I've never been before, so it will be quite the experience. I don't know how this is gonna go. I really want to go to Playlist Live. Do they have a Playlist Live in California? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look that up someday. It probably has already happened, or maybe it hasn't, because I know they do, like, tri-state playlists, I think, and that's in, like, New Jersey, and they do one in Florida, but I don't know if they do one in, like, California. I don't know, because Florida is pretty far from California, and I don't go on planes, because I'm, like, deathly afraid, same thing, of planes. I haven't been on a plane in, like, probably, like, 10 years, maybe like 8 or 9. I don't like planes so much. Just sitting time. I have a lot of really weird fears, if you want to get into that. Well, planes aren't really that weird of a fear, but, like, I'm terrified of movie theaters. I haven't seen a movie since August of 2013, when I saw Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. I'm scared of elevators. I will pretty much never go on an elevator if I had the choice. What else am I scared of? This is pretty fun. I hate the numbers 3 and 6. They make me nervous, and I can't, if I'm getting, like, I don't know, whatever, if I'm buying, like, pens or any object, and I have bought, like, 6 of them, I'm like, nope, can't do that, so I either have to get another one of them or put one back, because I can't deal with the number 6, and same goes for the number 3. That's a pretty weird fear, huh? What's another one? I have way too many of them. Why can't I think of any of them? Because I'm, like, scared of everything. I mean, I'm scared of, like, earthquakes and stuff, but, like, I'm really pretty scared of earthquakes. That's probably one of my number 1 fears. Fun fact. I'm trying to think of my other weird fears. I don't know. I can't think of any right now. If I remember any... Oh, I guess this is a weird fear. I'm kind of, like, agoraphobic, so I'm really terrified of things like open fields. That's terrifying to me. I can't be in, like, an open space where I can't, like, touch a wall or something, or I will have a panic attack. So that's really fun. But enough about talking about fears. If you guys have any strange fears, and go ahead and let me know. And I mean, of course I'm afraid of, like, spiders and all those standard things, but you get the idea. On a lighter note, I have to tell you guys about something I'm kind of obsessed with now, and I'm bringing it over here as if you can see it, but you can't. And this isn't sponsored, by the way, but the Del Taco strawberry lemonade is so very good. I got some today, and I don't know if it was always on the dollar menu and I just didn't notice or what, but it's only $1, and it's, like, the best strawberry lemonade. They have, like, little strawberries in it, and it's just so refreshing, and I love lemonade, so if you guys also love lemonade, then go to Del Taco and get the strawberry lemonade. Go to deltaco.com/ SimSweetie and enter the... I'm just kidding. Obviously. Hopefully. That was obvious. What if... Have Simmers really started doing sponsorships like that? Like during a build commentary, they're just like, I like audiobooks. Audible.com/SimSweetie. Obviously that's not real either, but I feel like that could be a market there. Have people started doing that? I'm like genuinely curious. I don't think they have. Cause like I've seen Simmers do like the subscription box unboxings for like gaming stuff, but not like Audible. And it's normally, I mean, it's never in like their Let's Plays or build commentaries or whatever. Interesting. Someone will have to break into that market. Yep. I was gonna say something else. I was trying to remember something I read that was like about Simmers getting sponsored, but I forgot. Shrugs. I should probably talk about what we're doing in the build, huh? What are we doing right now? We are working on a living room right now. Excitement. Yeah. This part of the build is not, I think, when did I film this part of the build? So this is up to like, I built a little bit yesterday and then up to, if you could hear that a second ago, strange sound, it was on my foot on the table. So, or the desk, whatever. What was I saying? Oh yes, so this was up until about 1 o'clock p.m. I mean, I slept during that time, but I did this a little bit yesterday, like more in the evening time, and then I worked on it until about 1 o'clock p.m. But like there was breaks for like lunch and stuff, and then I had to render out the footage because it'd gotten to 2 hours, so I'm like, okay. So this first part, there will be a section or whatever you want to call it here. There's like a jump cut basically where we jump into the next day after I've watched some Deligracy videos and I feel like very inspired, so a lot of things get changed quite soon because I was just not feeling this house. I'm like, this looks so awkward, and then when I changed it, I like it so much more. Like I said, this is, I feel like I always want to say this is my favorite house I've ever built, but like I have been mostly building smaller houses, so this is very different for me, and it's like the first time I've built a larger house and I'm like, I don't hate this, so I am pretty excited about that. If you want to download it, it's up on the gallery. And we will be playing with this in my Get to Work Let's Play, which I am very excited to continue. I really wanted to get this build done quick because, like I said in part 25 of Get to Work, that I'm going to get the next part up ASAP, but then I wanted to start building, and then I'm like, okay, this is going to take me a little longer than I expected, so I was like, oh, you gotta finish this right away, and like 5 hours later, I'm done. Yeah, it's definitely the longest I've ever spent on a build. I don't think I've ever spent like more than 3 hours, but it's such a big house that it was taking me literally forever. But I eventually finished it, and I'm pretty proud about that. I don't know if I put like a lot of lights on the second floor. I'm gonna have to go back and check on that. I think I'm gonna add some things to the backyard too. Not that you'll even see the backyard until the next part, but I think I'm gonna add like a foundation under the pool. Well, either the pool or the hot tub. I'm not sure which one yet. I just feel like the backyard space needs a little bit more division. And then I set all of the light colors to be white instead of that off yellowy color, because the yellowy color doesn't really, or I think it's called like warm lights or whatever, it doesn't look very good in the what's it called, like modern homes where you want everything to be white, because that's definitely what I was going for with this build, was just most things being white with some contrasting black, but there's really not a whole lot of color, well, especially on the main floor. Once you get into the bedrooms, there's more like personality put in there, but on the bottom floor it's mostly like monotone, black, white, gray sort of deal. And I think we're getting to the point of the build where this is the next day, aka today, that I was building this, and you'll see I feel like it just gets a lot more visually interesting the way I'm kind of moving things around here, and I just like it a whole lot more. Obviously I had to put a bar in there for Zoe, so I got one from the, what's it called, Perfect Patio? That's what it's called, the Perfect Patio set, or game pack? I know what I'm talking about. It's not a game pack. What is it called? A stuff pack. Oh, goodness. I've been loving that stuff pack so much. I think it's totally worth the $10. I would say, I think I kind of said this in my last speed build, but I think my thoughts are pretty much like definite now, is that if you could only get one over luxury party or perfect patio. I would definitely say perfect patio. I just like the items so much more, and you can always get like custom content clothes and whatever, but for that hot tub and all that furniture, I don't know, I prefer perfect patio. But again, it is ultimately up to you. In my opinion, I would definitely say I like perfect patio stuff better. Just because it comes, well, I feel like it does anyway, it comes with a more build and buy objects, and it just, I find that I use those items so much when I've been building, because I feel like I've been building a lot lately for like my current household and all of that stuff, and I just keep using those things. I love the 2 plants that it came with, the 2 like indoor plants. They're so amazing, especially the one in the white pot that's kind of like tall, if you guys know what I'm talking about, the one that's not like a round bush. I love that plant. I used it like 2 or 3 times in this build because I love that plant so much. Is just, oh my gosh, it's so great. I think it looks so much more realistic than the other plants, and it's that plant right there you guys are seeing right next to the cactus. Yeah, that plant. I love that plant. Absolutely adore it. I would just get perfect patio just for that plant because I am obsessed with it, okay? Okay. And I mean, the hot tubs are pretty great too. I keep buying hot tubs for like all of my Sims families because they're just so much fun, and the woohoo interaction is just so cool. I'm just like raving about perfect patio stuff in this video. Sorry about that, guys. And here there's a little reading nook sort of things. I always kind of put reading nooks in my Sims houses. I don't know why. Because I don't really like it when my Sims actually read, unless they're reading like a skill book, but it just gets annoying when they're always going to grab a book, but I always put reading nooks in there. And then there's also like a desk across the way over there, because, you know, desks and computers, they tend to be used often. And I started redoing the living room here because I kind of hated the other living room I had in there, so I took some inspiration from Dxtory for the living room. What was the word I was about to say that I just forgot? I don't remember, but quite obviously it is inspired blah, blah. I can't speak words, it's too hot. I haven't done like any talking all day today. I should finish my sentence before I start the story I'm about to tell you guys. But yeah, it was inspired by Dxtory for sure. Definitely where I got the inspiration for this living room with the overlapping tables and the L-shaped couch. Yeah, certainly. Anyway, today I decided, this is not related to Sims or anything, by the way. Today I decided to go to Ulta because they're doing 40% can't speak, 40% off of NYX and like a couple other makeup brands, so I wanted to go. And we got there, and I was with my mom, and there's a sign on the door that says that their machines are down and they're only accepting cash. And my mom and I didn't have any cash on us, so we had to go all the way back home, get cash, and come back. And right as we were walking up, we were like inches in front of the door. They took the sign off the door, and I was like, oh, I just hit my microphone. We just went home for no reason. And I mean, it's not that long of a drive. It's probably like somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, but I was so annoyed. Just, oh goodness. But I did get my strawberry lemonade from Del Taco. Is it from Del Taco? Yeah, it's from Del Taco. I don't get any other foods from Del Taco. I'm a Taco Bell person, personally, or Chipotle, but I don't know. Are those comparable, like Chipotle and Taco Bell and all that? I don't know. Right now, I'm changing up the flooring. I this kind of concrete tile sort of thing instead of the whitewood floors. Well, I still left the whitewood floors in some of the rooms, but what was I saying? I got totally distracted there. I put the tile in everywhere else. Yep, that's a functioning sentence. Good job, Basie. So what are we doing here? Oh, I did get Anthony? Nope, that's not right. Antonio, the cupcake making machine, so that he could work on that at home, which would be pretty nice. And I will have to work on the bakery soon. I will have to make a speed build video on that in the future. I don't want to do it right away because, like I said, I just spent like 5 hours on this house, so I really don't want to start building right away. So we'll do that soon. but not right now. Just, I'm not in the mood. But it will be really fun when I do it because I'll get to use luxury party stuff, and I really haven't gotten a chance to use luxury party stuff yet. So I think that should be pretty fun. I think we're starting to kind of put finishing touches on the bottom floor here. As you can see by the front door, I put the plants from Perfect Patio stuff kind of symmetrical to each other on that side of the door. I thought that it gave that interesting modern kind of vibe to it I was trying to convey. And then right now I'm adding some accessories to the kitchen, and I'm looking at the plants. What else are we doing? I'm fixing up the lighting there. We're just kind of putting the finishing touches. Oh, I did decide to go in and edit this bathroom. Oh no, it's right now. And I normally don't spend like any time on the bathrooms because they're just not that interesting to me. I don't think they're that fun to do. But this time I decided to work on them quite a bit, and I really like all of the bathrooms. This one is one of my favorite bathrooms in this house because I really experimented with kind of blocking off sections of walls, and it just made it look so cool. I like the way it turned out a lot. So I am pretty excited about that. As you can see, there are lots of like cubes and rectangular prisms of wall everywhere because I just was liking the way it kind of sectioned things off and how I could kind of put that concrete wall tiles on it, if that's a good way to describe it. And it just made it look kind of visually interesting. Oh, now we are working on the second floor. That means this build is actually wrapping up somewhat soon. Not too soon, but I mean, we got like another, 3 minutes here? Yeah, it's pretty soon. And I'm just working on kind of the floor plan for the upstairs. I believe we ended up with, so there's a room for Ezra and Lucia, Zoe and Antonio, Paisley, and Octavia. Hiccups. Wow, okay. My voice cracked a little bit when I said hiccups. This is a mess. Anyway, so there's 4 furnished bedrooms for all of them, obviously. And then there's also an empty room, which I figured, if anyone happens to have another kid, we could use that as a bedroom. And I think there is 4 bathrooms. I'm trying to recall here. I believe there's 4. There's 1 on the bottom floor and 3 on the top floor, or second floor, whatever you want to call it. So it's definitely, I think it'll work well for some bigger families because I do plan on The Sims maybe starting to have another kid soon. I mean, Antonio and Zoe have kind of been wanting to have another child, and I think now that we're in a bigger house, we can, now that everyone's not being stuck in the basement. And, well, obviously, someone's already pregnant, Miss Lucia, so it's a thing. I see, I have Audacity open, and I see how when I was making those S sounds into my microphone, and the audio, totally spiked. It's kind of funny. And here I'm putting down beds because I kind of wanted to get a general idea of where all the bedrooms were going to go. So the bedrooms on the, well, it depends on which way you're facing, I guess. If you're facing the front of the lot, the bedrooms on the left side of the house are like the master bedrooms or the adult bedrooms, whatever you want to call it. And on the right side are the child and teens bathrooms. And then the one in the front will be for the baby when it is born. But I'm always really lazy. Whenever I'm furnishing, like, baby rooms or whatever, I just basically stick the crib in there. And that's it. Because, I mean, they're not a baby for that long. So I'm just like, I'd rather decorate your room when you're like a kid or a teen. But, what can you do? And now I'm splashing in some windows here, and we're starting to get close to the end of this build, so I am going to start wrapping this commentary up. There won't be screenshots at the end of this video, it'll be at the end of the second part, so if you want to see those screenshots, then stay tuned, but you can download this house off of the gallery if you would like to. I look forward to playing with this house in my Get to Work Let's Play, and yes, so make sure to subscribe, I will talk to you all later, and yeah, bye!